Alan Burns, founder and former chairman of one of Australia's largest oil and gas companies, is the unexpected champion of a new green technology. It promises to provide both electricity and fresh water with zero emissions.
By the time we really reach what everybody thinks is a disaster, my prediction is that we will have the solution that will already be underway. But it's up to people to actually do something about it, instead of just sort of bleating away and saying, oh, it's all terrible and it can't be fixed. It can be fixed.
For the past 8 years, Alan Burns has put his money where his mouth is, developing technology he believes will soon harness renewable wave power on a commercial scale.
Any energy that is sufficiently vast that it lifts 3/4 of the planet's surface up and down a metre every 10 seconds is a staggering amount of energy. So it's the duty of all of us, I think, to harness it.
Today, Alan's getting his first underwater look at the pre-commercial version of his CETO device, operating in the ocean off Fremantle.
Under the water is a sphere made out of waterproof fabric, and that sphere goes up and down with the wave, and because it's so big, there's an enormous amount of force on it, and that pulls the pump up and down and gives an enormous amount of flow of high pressure water out of the system at the base. And that pressurised seawater turns into hydroelectric power onshore with conventional turbines and produces fresh water with conventional reverse osmosis systems.
Generating electricity onshore not only means less environmental impact offshore, but it also allows Alan's unique design to double as a desalination plant. When demand for electricity is low, it can produce fresh water. The company will soon install 9 devices at the Fremantle test site and is negotiating with the federal and state governments to have a commercial plant operating within 2 years.
What you're looking at is about 60 hectares of ocean bottom to supply all of Sydney's water. And if you wanted to supply all of Sydney's power, then you're looking at about 2,000 hectares. I mean, that's a very small area.
Alan made his fortune turning his oil and gas company into an enterprise worth $1.5 billion.
If they put number 5 in, try to install this one.
And when he put his mind to developing renewable wave power technology, he turned to the people he knew best, oil and gas scientists and engineers.
We know an awful lot about materials that will last in the sea for a long period of time. We know the engineering principles that are applied, and all of the software programs for measuring wave forces and current forces, and we understand the marine environment better than anybody except the shipping business, so it's a pretty obvious thing for us to do. When these are fully operational, you won't see anything on the surface at all, so it's extracting the energy out of the waves without anybody even knowing or seeing that it's actually happening. Being a keen fisherman, I also want to make sure that if anything, there's an improvement of marine life, not a destruction of marine life. So we've designed this that there's no anti-fouling in them, there's no galvanic zinc, no nothing. Someone pass me a plate now, please. It's a wonderful feeling to be involved in this industry because we have a vast resource out there and we are pioneers. So it's a very exciting thing to be able to do. The wonderful thing about Australia is that we have this energy at our doorstep. We have this water at our doorstep, and the problems we're facing are solvable with what nature has given us.